Sitting in last week while I was out on the West Coast with Paul Orndorff, and I think you had an outstanding program with you and Bill after last week, all those PWI awards. One thing, though, you did mention was that final match in the PWI tournament in the UWF for the $50,000, and I understand as a treat today we have that match.
We do indeed, and of course it took place at the Sam Houston Coliseum, pitting Dr. Death Steve Williams going up against the One-Man Gang. The One-Man Gang, one of the biggest men in professional wrestling, and this is truly an outstanding match. Let's go to the Sam Houston Coliseum.
Congratulations, certainly due to Steve Dr. Death Williams for that fine victory in the first annual PWI tournament. Steve, $50,000 richer. Now, before we leave the UWF, it's time for PS Rumors with Michael Hayes. This week, Michael has a special guest. She's a pretty little thing, but like a lot of pretty little things, she can be very dangerous.
Well, you know, Joey, here we are again, and this show just keeps getting hotter and hotter. In fact, I know every woman probably watching right now is getting hotter and hotter, waiting for me to turn around. But you know, I wanted to tell all you fans out there who have been writing these enormous letters to Joey Pedicino. I've made you a star like I made Jim Ross a star. I mean, look at what you got in your future, man. He got Announcer of the Year. Maybe you'll get Clone of the Year or something. But the thing I want to say is that I am a good-hearted guy. I really am. I mean, look, what a heart, huh? you guys want some guests you'd like to see on my show, if you'd really like to see somebody, just write Joey Pedicino, and we'll try to get that guest star for you. But right now, what I'm going to do for you is a real special thing. I'm going to bring in the First Lady of Wrestling. Almost like, you know, Nancy Reagan names. The First Lady of Wrestling, the one, the only. Lovely Sunshine. Hey, baby.
Oh, you are looking good today, and yes, you're right. I am the only lady in professional wrestling today. Yeah, there's other
How do you feel about
females.
them? How do you feel about them?
How do I feel about them? Well, there's one in particular, this prissy little thing, you know, and I love to knock out prissy little things. She has the little high heels, and she's all cute and bubbly, and I hate her. And I like to knock her out, and it's
Is it
easy.
easy?
Oh, it's fun. It's easy. And then there's this other one, like just off the top of my head, you know, these ghetto broads, and, you know, wrong side of the tracks for me because I don't mess with that kind of thing.
But you
I
can
don't
take
need
care of
to.
it.
Michael,
Well,
you know and I
Now,
know.
we know that, but the people out here, see, the public, you have to explain things to them. That's why this is a top-rated show, P.S.'s Rumors, and they want to know exactly what it's like. I mean, how do you, I mean, you
You ever seen a pretzel? You know, one of those big pretzels, the one with all the salt all over it. It's all twisted up, mangled and
Oh,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
all hot and it's... But it's a pretzel. And that's what the ghetto broad would be after I got a hold of her. A pretzel. Useless. You can eat it up.
Oh, I get it. You're talking about the Dark Journey.
You're so smart, darling.
It's just a rumor.
Well, Sunshine.
Ago, I flew down to Atlanta to present the Pro Wrestling Illustrated Achievement Awards to several wrestlers. You, the fans, voted Chris Adams the Inspirational Wrestler of the Year because of that great comeback he made after he was blinded by Gino Hernandez. Well, Chris Adams wasn't there. Why? Well, I called the UWF office and they said he's incarcerated. He is in jail because of a very unfortunate but now famous incident aboard an airline. Well, Chris Adams has been going out of his way to prove to you, the fans, now that he is indeed worthy of this Inspirational Wrestler of the Year award. He's going around the country lecturing at youth groups, telling them about the evils of the overindulgence of alcohol. He also showed that he can come back from a bad fall when he and Terry Taylor captured the UWF Tag Team Tournament titles. And also, he's become a top contender for the UWF single title. Chris Adams, you are indeed an inspiration. And here is your plaque. Chris Adams, Inspirational Wrestler, voted by the fans, 1986. You really deserve this, Chris Adams. Till next time.
The occasion, a wrestling match between the Sheik and Sam Shell. The Sheik, of course, in the 60s, the absolute scourge of the wrestling world. Our Matt Classic this week takes us back to 1963 in this match between the Sheik and Sam Shell.
The Sheik, the most frightful man in professional wrestling today. The Sheik, the man who strikes fear into the hearts of fans and wrestlers alike all over the world. As West went out head first. I hope he didn't hit his head. Brother, he went out head first. I don't think he hit his head, luckily. But he came close to it. The Sheik's out on the floor after him, throwing him right into the ring post in the corner. And what need I say about the Sheik going after a chair? This is just totally uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. The Sheik will stop at nothing, nothing at all, to injure, to destroy his opponents. That is his entire purpose of entering the ring, not to wrestle, but to injure, to end the careers of his opponents, to devastate them, to destroy them. What a rat this Creechman is, too. You saw him throw Shell back in. Shell, of course, had a count of 20 on the floor to get back into the ring, but Creechman wouldn't let him wait out the count, threw him right back into the ring. The fans are calling for Dory Funk Jr. He is in the studio today. Not in the studio, he is in the building. I think he will keep himself out of the studio, though, because I'm sure if Dory Funk Jr. were to see the Sheik, he couldn't control himself. And, of course, if Dory were to start anything with the Sheik today, there would be fines and possibly suspension. So Dory is probably somewhere where he can't even see what's going on with the Sheik. I'm sorry you can't see the capabilities of Sam Shell, but he is just being outclassed by the Sheik. Just being outclassed by him. He's a very capable, skillful young wrestler. They're still calling for Dory Funk. They want Dory Funk.
Mind your business. You don't gonna get Dory Funk. I got big news for you, you idiots, what you are.
Yeah, well, if we're idiots, I don't know what that makes you, Preachman. The Sheik with the forearm to the back of Shell. Shell has just not had a chance to do anything. He's been zero during this entire bout. Such is the contrast between Shell and the Sheik. And the Sheik with his famous camel clutch. That is it.
Fire and snakes. They go with the WF ring report for this week. The UWF heavyweight champion, Terry Gordy, has successfully retained his title by defeating Steve Dr. Death Williams. He had a little help from Michael Hayes, however. And, of course, another very prominent figure in the UWF is Missy Hyatt. Joe Pedicino had a chance for an exclusive interview with Missy Hyatt during this past week, and let's go to that interview right now.
We caught Missy Hyatt in the middle of a shopping trip, and I know you're impatient because you want to get back to the fur store.
And the diamond store, and maybe even the car dealership today, and shoe store, and just whatever else.
Missy, in the UWF recently, we saw what had to be the most beautiful maid I've ever seen.
It was not a maid. It was valet for the day.
But you were cleaning house
Yeah, I know.
for a dark journey.
Yeah, I know. Huh. What a mess that house had to been. You know, I even found Playgirl magazines under her bed. Whew. I know she's starved for a man if she has to have the missing link. She doesn't have men like mine.
Well, let me ask you, what's coming up between you and Dark Journey? I mean, do you have some plans? That had to be very embarrassing for Missy Hyatt.
Embarrassing's not the word. That was so disgusting. And I can't believe Jim Ross even had the cameras there to film that. I mean, she is so low. I mean, that should just show everybody out there just how low Dark Journey is, just what kind of person that she is. You know, and I've had investigators investigate this woman's background, and just
now, wait a minute.
real
I
soon,
don't think...
I'm gonna tell everybody just what kind of person she is. You know, because nobody should have anybody do stuff like that. But you know, Dark Journey, I'm thinking, and I'm just sitting back, and I'm waiting, and I'm getting a few ideas. So I kept my end of that bargain, and I signed the contract, and I went through, and I cleaned your house, and I made you happy. I washed your dishes. But hey, when it comes time, I want you to sign a contract with me, because what I'm going to have you do, not even your wildest, darkest nightmare can imagine what I've got in store for you.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a hot time in the UWF in the weeks to come, and we'll stay on top of it, and hopefully we'll have more when this happens from Missy Hyatt.